Anybody there? I'm gonna paint for a little bit. This is a piece that's been hanging on the wall for a while and, well, it's been bothering me. It's a bunch of composition errors and I just finally popped it out of a frame, or rather Dan did, and it's been hanging on the wall calling to me. So if you want to watch me paint for a little while, maybe 10 minutes or so. And then at 8:15, we can have a little live chat for anybody who's tuning in. But for now, I'm just gonna paint for a while. A little watercolor. I'm just wetting this so I can lift a little bit, but it needs to soften. I started this years ago, and it's been in a bunch of shows, but it's always bothered me. I put it together really quick for a competition a long time ago, and I'm not even sure I ever entered it, but it was supposed to have these really intricate things up in here, and I showed it to somebody, and they said, "Oh, don't touch it, it's perfect." So sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't, but it's been bothering me ever since. I always felt unfinished and just not balanced. So I'm just wetting it, scrubbing it just a little bit. I got an angle brush. This angle brush is one of my favorites. The angle brush is my go-to. So while I'm waiting for that to kind of settle in a little bit, I'm just gonna use this little guy. So this is what's been bothering me. Some of you may already see it. It's got this da-da, 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 and that's what I say in class. It's like, ugh, I just does not like that kind of over-planned piece. So what I'm gonna do is extend this part in here and allow this brightness to peek through, because I think that's interesting when you have dark contrasting components. So I'm going to start like right up in here, and this is going to be the next part of it. Maybe a little higher. If they're far enough apart, then I can make them kind of sparse so you can see all this bright stuff through. And I'll have some here. And I'm going to have it end in some of this. I don't know if you can see, because this area for some reason is a little dark. There's some fog over here and then down in here. And this is light enough where I can keep it. So this is going to be all fog kind of rolling in. But this other set of trees will come down and really be contrasting like this is, but just much more like smoky, like over in here. And that'll just kind of travel the composition line right in through here, much better than just kind of leaving this blank open space. So I'm just going to dive in with some trees. And yes, I am glad that I canceled class. I'm at the studio, but from the looks of it, I may be sleeping here tonight. That's okay. It wouldn't be the first time. So I like to just kind of go down and get a little bit of a visual on my trunk. And then I flip the brush over. Hopefully you can see. I start at the top. it's still wet, just kind of go back in and get light areas and then some darker areas because it'll bleed, it's still wet. And then put it in right down the center because it's always going to be a little bit more condensed near the trunk. See, now that I've got something dark up here, there's this little bird that I put in as an afterthought a while back, and I forgot I actually put him there, and now I can really see him. It's amazing what a little tweak will do. Make sure we've got the trunk down the center, and then start bringing it out this way. Trees are so much fun because they don't have to be perfect. I'm going in with some more blue than I'd like at the end. I'm gonna really load it up with some magenta so it's not so boring. You know, this background color is gonna have an impact. I'm gonna zoom in so you can kind of see a little bit. Hopefully I can zoom in. Move the whole camera. Better? There we go. Gives it time to dry, because that was just bleeding way too much in there. This is going to come down right into here somewhere. Hopefully watching is relaxing as it is actually painting it. I love painting. And yes, I'm breathing. I know I harp on you guys in the studio about that, but this is when I breathe the deepest. I really notice my breath. So I've been sitting here watching this piece hang on the wall. It's been bothering me for so many years. I already feel better about it. See all the holes in here? Kind of let that. I may go back and tighten that up later, but right now I want some options. And I don't want to forget that I want to go back and create some fog. There we go. Just regular water. I can continue the tree later if I want to, but for now I just want to make sure I have options for later. I'm just going to make sure that I've got a nice wet area so this fades down. And this is going to be something. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but it's going to be something. All right, I'm going to pause this for now. Basically, I'm going to come back and do some more trees. About 8:15, I've got to pause since we're not going to have class. I'm going to join a live webinar about drumming. Surprise, surprise. But so that ends about 8, and I'll come back here. So between 8 and 8:15, tune back in because I want to talk about composition, why I went back into it. If you have some questions like, how did it feel to go back into a piece that you started years ago, and how did you know what to change and why to change and all that kind of stuff, just tune back in. 8:15. If there's no questions, I'm just going to sit here and paint. See you in a bit.